Hi gorgeous souls, it's Veronica Joy here, and I am so happy to share with you the future planet predictions, which are not very colorful, but I am here to share them with you because there is an era coming of a new earth which is going to be totally different than what we know right now, and it is so important. If I have sent you this video, it means that I believe that you're somebody that is going to impact the planet in a positive way, and I do believe that you can hear the message that the earth so desperately wants you to hear, and I am just happen to be channeling the message. If you find this video boring, long, well, just stop watching and you can watch something else. But really, I just so recommend to watch this video. I'm gonna put the timestamps below the video because this is going to be a very long video. I'm going to tell about my life story, my trauma, and then I am going to tell about what the ayahuasca, the sacred plant from Amazon, told me about the future of our planet. So get cozy, get ready, grab the glass of water. Actually, I do have my glass of water here. So grab your glass of water or tea or coffee or whatever it is, and let's get started. This video is divided in two parts. First part is the first glass of ayahuasca, and this first part talks about my life and my traumas. The second part is all about the planet and the future planet predictions. And I thought to do the two separate videos, but then I thought it makes no sense because the first part is connected to the second part. So therefore I am going to do this video. I have a note that I have taken last week straight ahead after the ceremony. I was in a big shock and I was like, oh my god, like I literally fired myself up. You may be hearing some weird things in this video. You may be thinking that I'm crazy. I don't care anymore because the things I've seen about the planet, oh my god, they really shaken me and shaken my heart. And I do recommend you to watch this video full. But if you just want to jump to the word and planet predictions, it's gonna be in the timestamps below the video, so you don't have to watch all this long story, you know, of my life and how my mom killed my dad and blah 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 and everything what was happening there. Now, if you're somebody that had you know, severe trauma, or even you didn't have a trauma, I still recommend you to watch this video because all of us, we have some, you know, really tough stuff going on because we are not living in, you know, in an ideal world. We are living in a crazy world of esclavitude and, you know, slavery, a lot of things. Okay, so first of all, I want to run back to the ceremony that was 9 years ago. Just for 1 minute, I got really shocked. I got really scared during that ceremony. And during that ceremony, which was in Iquitos, in the heart of Amazons in Peru, the shaman actually ran away. So I never faced what I did not want to face at that time. And that ayahuasca was also extremely strong. So this time the ayahuasca was more soft and more relaxed. And I'm not going to dive here, you know, why I went to this ceremony. I'm gonna make a separate video about it so you can actually watch it because that was a funny day and what led me to this ayahuasca ceremony, okay? But anyway, so because of this experience 9 years ago that was so powerful and so strong, I kind of really was scared to do the ceremony. However, this day I thought this ceremony is for me. And even though I didn't want to go there because it was cold and rainy, I really was feeling like the plant is calling me, and the plant is telling me all day, Veronica, you have to go and do this ceremony. Veronica, you have to go and do this ceremony. So anyway, I went there, I did the ceremony, and so here is what started happening. This is the first part of the story. This is my life and solving my personal trauma. And you know, if you're struggling to find love and fulfilling relationships because your parents were crazy, or maybe, you know, especially if one of your parents killed another parent, this video is for you, okay? So here the story starts. I drink the first cup of ayahuasca, And I went there, I sat with another ladies, it's 50 people, it's lots of people in Cali, and so I drink it, and then after like some time, nothing was happening, and after 30 minutes, I felt like, oh my God, like I feel really scared. Like I started feeling very, very scared, like just the same happening, what happened 9 years ago, and I was like, oh my God, like I don't want this happen to me. So I was so desperate, like to find the shaman. They were two shaman, and so I go to the shaman, and I spoke to the shaman before. I told him that I have this, not pleasant experience years ago, and so I'm telling him. I mean, I could barely walk at that time because what ayahuasca does to me, it's kind of you're really drunk and shaky and very weak. So I go to the shaman, and I'm telling him, like I start seeing terrible things. It's just what it was 9 years ago. Like I don't think so I can do it. And the shaman is telling me, look, just calm down and ask the plant, what is that you want to show me? And I'm here. If anything is happening, I'm here. So because in Colombia, people just bring their mats and like sleeping bags, and they lie on the floor, in this garden and the big property. So I didn't want to stay with the people because there was so many people, and I was also like scared of it. And so there was like two very old dogs at the property. So basically, what I did, I lie in between the dog and not far away from the shaman, and I lie on the ground near this very, very old dog. And I was kind of like drunk, like not knowing what is happening. So I start calling the dog, and I'm asking the plant, okay, like, wow, okay, like what is that I don't want to see? And the plant is telling me, you know what, you are actually terrified of what you could see. You haven't seen anything yet, but you're so terrified because your life was so horrible and so dark that even before you see anything, you are just so terrified. Like, so if you see anything bad, just remember, I'm here to take care of you, and this is all in your mind. This is not me. So this is like a plant talking to me, okay? And so after I hear it, I calm down. I lie near this dog, and I feel like I really, really need to be near the dog. Like the dog is my safety. Because I became so sensitive for the human energies in the last years that like it's just been really struggle for me personally to be with the like a random people, especially when you're taking ayahuasca and there's so many so much dark energy moving around. So I'm calling this dog, and then the plant is telling me this, don't worry, if you see these ugly things, this is just in your mind. So I'm seeing these nasty dark plants with like a I don't know, like a vampire teeth, like a claws, and this like dark brown, like dark red, like a blood, like a patterns of the plants. But those plants are like like not happy plants. Those plants are like like really not like just like really nasty and sick plants. So then when I'm lying near the dog, then the plant is telling me like, oh wow, like there is like two people or two persons or two somebody talking. I cannot see them, but I can hear them talking. So they are talking in between themselves like, oh my God, like this girl, she's so saturated. Her body, her cells, they're just so full of like people hating her, and her cells are just so like like full of hate from another people because she was so hated. And so I'm hearing it, I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. And then they telling me, okay, look, we are going to repair yourself, like one of them is telling me. And so because the only way we can repair your cells and clean them, so so they are not programmed for hatred, attracting hatred, but they will be programmed now. They will be like clean, so you will be able to attract love into your life. So we're gonna shake it with vibration. So different parts of your body are going to shake, and so this something is telling me this, and I'm still seeing the patterns of the plants, these nasty plants, just different like plants, patterns, like symmetric figures and all these things. And then my body starts like shaking, and you know the way when they are hammering you know, on the roads to open the cement and to build a new road, it's just like so basically this is like my body is shaking. But then suddenly I feel like, wow, I really need to pee. So I'm just standing up and go to the toilet and I pee and I look in the mirror, because I'm at this point like I'm really in a dark space. Okay, let me stop because they're selling something. Welcome to Colombia. So I am in this dark space, and you know, and seeing these dark plants and like a darkness near me. So when I went to pee, there was a big mirror in the toilet. So I'm looking at myself in the mirror. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm fine. I just see myself, you know, the way you can see me on this video, and I'm just checking out. Everything's fine. And I go out of the toilet, and I'm just walking like this totally drunken man. Like I can barely like move my feet in front, another feet, like I'm almost collapsing, because this is what ayahuasca does to you. And then suddenly the plant is telling me like, this is how everybody lives on this planet. Veronica, this is how every person lives on this planet. Nobody knows what they are doing. They just do what you're doing right now. Like, you know, like you try to walk somewhere, but you don't really know where you walk. And then you try something else and you stumble and you almost fall down, but you kind of keep on walking, but it's all really in darkness. It's like there is no direction, right? Like there is no awareness of like, what do you do? And so this is what plant is telling me. This is how everybody on this planet lives. Everybody is just walking around. They have no awareness. They don't even know what they do. Everybody, rich, poor, everybody. And then, so I'm still walking this way, and I try to go near the fire, to lie down near the fire, and I can barely walk, and I'm like, suddenly the plant is telling me like, look at you, this is who you are. And I'm like, oh my god, like, and then I see myself like I'm walking, you know, like I can barely walk, and I'm this cramped old lady, and I'm all in wrinkles, and I'm just feeling really tired. And this is what the plant telling me, is telling me like, this is who you really are. Look at your soul. Look how tired you are. Look what you brought into your back. Like you taken, you know, in your shoulders all the problems of the world, of your family. Like the person you seen in the mirror, that's not you. This is who you really are. Look at it. And I'm just walking, you know, and as I'm walking, I am this old cramped lady, you know, and I can see like I'm all twisted and I can barely walk. And and I just want to stop here for a second to comment on this, because I think that for so many of us, you know, people who are a light workers, most of us, we had some heavy family traumas and people abused us and our life was really dark. And, you know, only because of the fact that our life was so dark, you know, that's why we are, you know, trying to help, because we understand this suffering. And so what the plant told me, like, you don't need to walk like this, like you don't need to be so tired, like it's really up to you what you're gonna do. Like you don't have to take all this burden on your back. And so I also see this message as for other people, you know, to hear that so many of us, we are taking the burden of our unhappy parents, mother, father, grandparents, or even the partners, maybe husband and the wife, you know, they're just trying to put everything on our back. And really, it's just, you know, it's my responsibility to make myself happy. It's your responsibility to make yourself happy. It's not your responsibility, you know, to make happy your mother, your grandmother, your son, your husband. Like, I don't know, like, this is the reason why I want to make this video full, because I see like there is so much advice coming not only to me, but towards everybody also, right? And so at this point, you know, like I'm this old lady shaking and barely being able to walk. And I'm just looking at my notes, you know. And then I felt like, oh my god, like I need to puke, I need to puke. So I start puking, and this was kind of a bit unpleasant because I didn't eat almost anything the day before. I'm already vegan, so like there was nothing to puke because I know how ayahuasca is. My first ayahuasca, wow, man, I was puking and puking for hours because I was totally not prepared. So this ayahuasca I didn't eat. I just had the fruit the day, you know, the same day. And so like my body wanted to puke, but I had nothing to puke anymore. So I would be puking, but there is nothing to come. So then the plant is telling me like, wow, you just love the drama, Veronica, right? Isn't you? You grow up with so much drama. There was so much suffering, and so you just want the drama all the time, every time. And I'm just hearing it, I'm like, oh my god, wow. Because this is, you know, who I used to be when I was younger. I used to reproduce the drama. When I'm older, I would be just attract these people and these guys who are treating me like shit. So there is always some sort of drama in my life, and you know, and even during that, you know, ayahuasca, I feel so dramatic and I'm so scared. And so the plant is telling me like, hey, but just look around, you know, look how fun it is. And you know, actually I start looking around and I see these other people, you know, like walking like a zombies and like puking one on one plant, another on another plant, and I just started laughing. And I just genuinely started laughing because I felt like, wow, like people are really fucked in Colombia. The way they drink ayahuasca, they just, you know, like I don't know, like when you go for a party and except there is no electronic music, people drink some strange thing, and then they are walking around puking in the corner, lying down, making strange noises, right? So I really thought it was kind of, you know, just really actually funny coincidences, you know, all these people, you know, puking around, shitting around, and the things. So the plan is telling me like, hey, you just need to have more laugh and just relax about your life, laugh about everything. And it's just pretty funny because I actually for the longest time I was thinking to make some funny videos. And then wow, this is like a really, so the plan is literally telling me, and I've written it down here, okay? Laugh, make your life lighter. There is no need to be so serious, guys. So like there is really no need to be so serious about everything in life, and I think this is what is happening to us, especially for us that we grown up in the big traumas and a lot of shit happening, you know, like this is what always my mom does, like fucking drama all the time. And I wish she drinks ayahuasca one day and the plant can tell this to her. So anyway, then the two guys are back. So I'm in this position, you know, like I'm squatting, puking, and laughing from all these people. And then these two guys are back, and they're talking, and they're saying like, "Wow, she didn't heal her inner child. She is so sad. We need to take her back to the moment where her mom killed her dad." And I'm like, "Oh my god. Are you freaking kidding me?" So here goes the story. So I'm being in this position, and suddenly I'm this baby. Like I am not kidding you. Like I am not me anymore. I'm this little baby, and I'm crying like a crazy person. Like actually I had to do this video second time, so you are not going to see me crying on this video, okay? So I am this baby and I feel like so sad, you know, like I feel like all this sadness that I carry with me over years and years and years after, you know, what happened when my mom killed my dad, when they separated my family, when they took my mom to prison, when they took away my sister and my brother, when they put me to my crazy grandmother that she used to call me that I'm a murderer. You know, like I feel like I'm this baby, like literally I feel like this is a moment, exact moment when like my mom pulled the knife in the throat to my dad and he died, and I'm just crying and I'm so sad because all these things are happening, and there is like I feel like I'm so sad, like I never cried so much in my life. And I feel like there is this like being surrounding me, and they are telling me, we are here with you, we are here with you, you heal this memory, this is not anymore bothering you, you know, we always have been here with you. And then I'm just crying and crying, and I'm just this little baby, like really, like I'm just a baby. I'm not me. I'm really a baby, okay? And they are like taking care of me, and I feel taken care. And then suddenly stops, like wow, like stops, and I'm like, and then back to reality, and the plant is telling me like, you see, this is so simple. And I'm like wow, like what was that? And and I'm like, what do you mean? It is so simple. And the plant is telling me, you know, Veronica, you always ask about manifestation. This is how it is. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Is this really so simple? And the plant is telling me, yes, this is really so simple. You can either be this victim of your life story, and you can be always this little baby crying around and being upset, or you can just be anybody who you want to be, just the way right now you jump and you've been this baby in another parallel dimension. You can just be anybody, and you can create any life. And I'm like, wow, is this really so simple? And the plant is telling me, yeah. So this is this topic with the, you know, with manifestation, that is just really so easy, that you create your own reality first in your head, and then it's going to reflect in your life. It's kind of like plant was telling me, fake it till you make it, that it's really all starts in your mind. So if you're somebody who never experienced love, well, then you will have to look at the people who are really loving each other, and you will have to like dissimulate it in your head and have an image of like how would the perfect partner treating you, and how would you also treat this person, like kind of in a way you just act as if you are already this person. You just walk around and you pretend that you are already in a loving relationship, that you are having a friends, that you are experiencing abundance. And I'm not talking here, you know, like only about money, because really you can have lots of money, but money is just an illusion. Nobody is gonna love you because you have money, or you know, you're not gonna feel fulfilled inside just because you have money, because this is something that has to come from inside you. Okay? So this is also like talking that you can just drop this heavy baggage of whatever happened into your life, like just stop carrying around with you, and like live the life the way you want to live. Like you just have to drop it. Like you don't have to, but this is the way of doing it. You either carry it around or you decide to drop it. And so then I came back to lying near the fire, and this was a really little thing, okay? So I came back near the fire, and I put my mat like on the dirt when there is like a burn wood, and there is oh my god, like a charcoal. And so there is this sweet nature boy, and he's like telling me like, hey, you're gonna be dirty if you're gonna put your mat in there. And I was like, no, it's okay, it's fine, it doesn't matter. And because I just wanted to be near the fire, and I wanted to be warm because it was raining and cold that night. And then it's really funny because the plant is telling me, hey, this is what you do your whole life. You just stick whatever, and you know, you get comfortable with whatever. Isn't that what you do all your life? You know, like you don't really take care of yourself. And I'm like, wow, like are you kidding me? Because yeah, this is what I do. And also the plant is telling me, have you seen this loving and caring man? And I'm like, yeah, well, so what? And you've seen how loving and caring he was. And I was, yeah, but he has a girlfriend, because this boy was there with his girlfriend. And actually through most of my ceremony near the fire, they were in front of me, so I could see them. So the plant is telling me that this is also possible to you. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, what do you mean it's possible to me? You know, the way he is caring and sweet nature and loving, this is also possible to you. And so I want to share this message with you, because for us, the people that we suffer abuse and we didn't really have either paternal or maternal or any figure that would give us a love, like genuine love, you know, we really struggle to believe that we deserve it. And so like, so this was what the plant was telling me, this is possible for you. And so this is what I want to tell to all of us suffering souls, that it is possible for you to meet somebody who's going to take care of you, who's going to love you genuinely, and somebody who will just really cuddle you. There is a nice man, there are nice guys out there, especially for women. Our image of the man is so twisted. There is a plenty of loving and caring men, and if I ever had any doubt, the way I could see it during my ayahuasca ceremony, that this boy, he was like with his girlfriend, and yet he seen me like doing shit, and he still like look and kind of help me, right? I put my mat in dirt. This was also what plant told me, like this is what you do always with your life, like you want something good, but you compromise and you take anything what gets into your way, and you don't really try to get what you really want. And so a lot of this you know, talk that the plant was telling me was about, you know, that you have to go and do the things for yourself, and you have to grab from life what you want, and you have to have an image of who you want to be and how do you want to live your life, and nobody's gonna make it for you. So there was like another situation there where I lie near the fire, and I got really really cold at some point, and I was really like low and I couldn't walk, and then, you know, somebody stopped putting the wood to the fire, and the plant was telling me, are you going to stay cold just because nobody is putting the wood? Are you gonna do something about it? Or is this just how you live your life? Did you feel unpleasant? You're unhappy, but you're kind of waiting for somebody else to fix you. There is nobody else to fix you. Maybe there is somebody who's gonna put the wood in that fire and you're gonna feel nice, but what if nobody's gonna come? You're gonna be shivering here all night. So I basically stood up, even though I was really shaking and feeling like shit, and I walked, and I asked the girl to walk with me, and I brought like a big piece of chunk of wood, and we put it together to the fire. So I was like, okay, so there was like a lot of little messages. So like this part, after I cried, like I started feeling like the ayahuasca is wearing off, and I'm feeling calmer and calmer. So I went to puke again, okay, and I was feeling bad, and I was like, just, you know, when you puke but there is nothing else to freaking puke, and you just stay there and nothing comes. So somebody came and touched my arm and asked me, are you alright? And it was some guy, and like immediately I was like, oh, just leave me alone, leave me alone. And the plant was like, hey, look, this is how you live your life? Somebody wants to come and help you, and you're just pushing them away. And this is what you do because so many people hurt you, and that you already, when somebody comes, you already have in your head that they have a bad intention, you know. And this was a little bit confusing to me, because I didn't know if this was my paranoid or if I really felt like a bad energy from that particular guy, okay? But this is what plant told me, that you are always fixing in your head that when people want to come and genuinely help you, you're so like predisposed that, you know, nobody's gonna help you, nobody's taking care of you. So when somebody comes and wants to take care of you, then you just push them away. And I'm like, wow, yeah, because literally this is also something I did a lot in my life. I also wrote a paper with the intention for the ceremony, and I was supposed to throw it in the fire, but then I got like really wear down, and I was feeling so bad, and I could barely stand up, and I was feeling really weak. And so the plant was again telling me, hey, you made all this work, and then you're not gonna even throw that paper to the fire just the way you planned. And isn't this what you do with your life? You always start something, and then you know, you take 2 steps back, and then you don't do it. And I also have to tell you, it's the same thing with this video. I was like, oh my god, after I did the, you know, the ayahuasca ceremony, when I seen the future of the planet, I was like, oh my god, like I was really terrified. I was like, people really need to change. But then I was like, but who am I to go and do the videos? Like, I'm nobody, you know, like It's just always me pulling myself down and not doing things because I'm thinking like, oh, somebody's gonna judge me, or I have a low self-esteem, so I start to do the things but then I'm not following them. And I think this is happening to so many of us, that we start some project and then we withdraw. We start some project and then we withdraw. And it's kind of like putting the seed in the earth. You put the seed in the earth, you water it, you put it into the sun, and then there is this little beautiful sprout, like sprouting in there, but you look at it and you say like, oh no, but this is so tiny. Like, this is so tiny, it's not even worth taking care of it. And then you just stop watering it and the plant dies, and then you are like, oh wow, why there is not a big tree in here? I want a big tree. Like, if you want a big tree, first you have to pass through the space in your life when you are a super tiny little tree. And so you really have to water this tree and wait and be patient when it's gonna grow. And this is something like it's always happening to me. I think like I planted so many little plants, and then I'm just, I'm seeing they're so tiny, nothing's gonna grow up of it. There is not even, what's the point of me taking care of it? And then I'm really upset because there is, really hot, a lot of sun, and there is no big tree to give me a shade. There is no big tree to give me mangoes to eat. And, of course there is no big tree because I was never patient enough, to do it, because I always feel like, oh my God, I'm gonna be judged. People are going to think that I'm crazy because I'm talking that I see the future of the planet. But, at this point I felt like, who cares? I'm gonna die anyway. Like, planet is dying anyway. So who cares what somebody's gonna think about me? And here comes, the time for the second cup. This is the second cup, and I kind of already start diving into the story of the planet. So the first cup were of, and I was kind of lying there and thinking like, oh my God, I think I should drink the second cup. And then I'm thinking like, wow, this is really addictive. Like, this plant is addictive. Wow. And then I'm like, no, I'm too tired. I'm not gonna drink second cup. This is exactly what we do in life. You feel you should do something, but then you don't do it, right? And so the shaman came to me after some time, and he's asking me like, hey, how are you feeling? Is everything fine? And I'm like, yeah, everything's fine, because he was a little bit worried about me. And I told him like, actually the plant already were off. And he's like, so do you want second cup? And I was like, yeah, I think so. So again, I did, the intention of the cup, and I again asked, ayahuasca, please be gentle with me. And I drink the second cup, and oh my God, guys, I'm kidding you not. I really, I got the ayahuasca in my bloodstream. Like, I feel much quicker. So almost straight ahead, I felt like really weak, and I had to lie. I could barely walk, so I lie down. And I have to tell you this story, because this comes the funny story of this really weird, bizarre situation. So the way people drink ayahuasca in Cali, I already mentioned you before, there is a lot of people in the ceremony, okay? And some of the people, they drink 1 cup, 2 cups, 3 cups, 10 cups, how many cups they want. So I was lying near the fire, I crumbled there, like I could barely walk. I put myself in the fire, not in the fire, near the fire, and there is this older couple sitting in front of the fire. There is like a lot of people around, sleeping on the mattresses or having their trip, people walking, puking, people just sitting, and like there is a girl singing, the guy playing kena, which is such a beautiful instrument. And then there is this couple. Actually, it's not a couple, it's an old guy and older lady, and they are chatting, but they are literally talking bollocks. Like, they are talking bullshit. Like, this guy, I feel like he just, kind of like trying to hit up on that older lady, and she's like a really bigger, Colombian lady with big teeth and big butt, and he's like such a tiny older guy. And so I'm lying there, and I'm on my ayahuasca trip, and I can see and I can hear them talking total crap, okay? So here comes the story. Like, ayahuasca really, really got into me so fast. And here comes the future of the planet. So the ayahuasca suddenly, like, I see these weird things, and the ayahuasca is just calm down, everything's fine, and suddenly I see these beautiful colors, like these flowers, the earth, like the shiny, everything is so gorgeous and beautiful. Like I never seen such a beauty in my life. I literally see it like for 3 seconds and then it's cut. And this is like plant, while I'm seeing it, the plant is telling me like, look what I gave to all of you. Look what I gave to all of you. And I see this abundance, the fresh air, the flowers, like I feel love. It's just so beautiful. And then it's cut off straight ahead, and then the plant is telling me, look what I gave it all to you, and look what you did. Look how polluted the human mind is. And then, I'm kidding you not, I'm seeing the planet from like cosmic perspective, and I'm seeing the planet being covered like with the dark black mud. It's kind of like a gas, but it's covering entire planet, and just the planet just has no color. It becomes like a black thing, and the planet is telling me like, look what you did to me. And I feel like so much pain in my chest. Like I feel literally like 3 days afterwards, I just could not even think about it because I was so sad, and I start crying, and I'm just crying, and it's just like the earth is crying through my chest, and the earth is telling me like, look, I gave you all this beauty, I gave you all this clean water, clean air, the plants, the animals, everything is just so beautiful, and look how dirty mind of humans, like look at the reality what you did. Like the planet is dying, I am dying, it's gonna be either me or it's gonna be you humans, okay? And so I'm hearing this, I am crying, and then there is this couple talking total bullocks, and the guy is saying, I'm kidding you not, oh my god, he's telling this to the woman, okay, they're sitting near me while I'm sitting and I'm crying, and this planet is like crying through me, the earth is crying through my body, and this guy is telling like, hey, have you seen this freaking tune, it's like 7,000 pesos. Like how I'm gonna buy this? I don't even buy this kind of tune because it's so overpriced. And the woman is like, oh yeah, you're totally right. And I'm just like seeing this planet, like it's so crying, and I'm thinking to myself like, wow, like no wonder the planet is fucked, because this is what people have in their minds. They just think about like how much costs the tuna can of 7,000 pesos, and that is overpriced, right? So anyway, like I'm just so shocked, and I'm just kind of like, I'm in this trip, and I'm totally crying. And also they are actually commenting, they're seeing me, and I see the earth, I see all this crazy story, and I hear those people telling me things, and they are telling, like they commenting between themselves. And this is not a trip, this is like a real people who are just sitting there and chatting. They're saying like, wow, look at this girl, she's going through some really heavy stuff on her ayahuasca. And I'm like, what the fuck, man, this is not me, this is a fucking planet earth is crying, you know, for people to wake up and to clear the mind. And so anyway, so I just stood up and I started telling him like, hey guy, like why are you sitting here, like people are doing ayahuasca and you're just sitting here and talking some crap, like you don't even have respect. And then I was like, oh wow, like I don't want to be nasty. And then I was just like, oh, and then I was like falling apart, and I go down, and oh my god, I go down and I feel so sad again, and I'm just feeling, you know, the planet is showing me this image of this dark planet, and like telling me like, look, it's gonna be either me or it's gonna be you. But the planet is telling me this with like really lots of pain. Like it's telling me I'm gonna have to wipe you off of myself just to survive. And I'm like, oh my god, and it's just like planet, the earth, like it seems like she just gave this planet to us. I know it sounds like crazy, but this is like I don't know how to explain it. And it's like just the earth is so sad, and I'm asking like, why do you show me this, like why are you showing me this? And like she's telling me, because you know how polluted human minds are, because you went through all this pollution, you've seen one of the darkest from people, because you did it to yourself also. And I'm like, wow, okay, well, maybe that makes sense. And you know, the thing is that the plant always is pulling from what's already inside you. And you know, and this is something, you know, I'm vegan, and I'm already seeing the world is going, you know, in a really bizarre directions. And so I'm finishing with this, and I'm like, okay, yeah, you are right. Like, I literally seen the human pollution, because obviously what my mom did to my dad. In case if you didn't watch the first part of this video, so my mom killed my dad, and you know, I was staying with my grandmother, who was calling me murderer, and then you know, my mom came back from the prison. Well, there was a lot of story in there, but it was really, really like very dark, everything. And and so I calm down, and then the plant, you know, I calm down, I feel better, and I'm lying down, and oh my god, I am kidding you not, the plant, the plant ayahuasca, mother ayahuasca, is showing me another image of the planet, and I'm like, oh my god, oh no, another one, like I cannot see it, I don't want to see it. So she showed me the image of the planet, which is just empty. The empty planet with the grass that is burned, and it's all brown and yellow. You know the way when there is, like, you have a grass in the garden, but it doesn't rain, and everything just becomes like arid and yellow and brown. So this is the way how the earth looks, and there is only one big construction on the earth, and it goes like this way up to the sky, and it's black and it's metal, and then it also goes down to the earth, you know, like ripping off towards the heart of the earth. And it's just this image of the earth, like with this huge construction that you know, it's so big that nobody ever seen anything like this before, and it goes down to the heart of the planet, and it goes so high up. It's just like the image is so terrifying. Like I don't know why, but when I see it, I'm like, oh my god, like this is just like really terrible. And the planet is just like empty, there is silence, there is no animal, there is no nothing, there is just this huge construction, and the planet is all arid. And then again, I feel this huge pain, and I feel like, wow, oh my god, like I don't want to see it, I don't want to see it. So I'm start crying again, and I just, you know, like I don't know anymore if I should be vomiting or what I should be doing. So I'm crying, and I feel bad. And then it passed away, and then I feel like, wow, I really need to puke, but I can barely walk. So I'm going like on my floor to the garden, and I start puking in there. And I also follow one girl, and she became like a millionaire on Instagram in the last 4 years. And so like the plant is also showing me this girl, like telling me this is not about the money, look how fake she is, everything about her is fake. Like it's pointless for everybody is becoming billionaire, or everybody healing their, you know, abundance mindset or money mindset, because it's not about really money, it's just all fake, right? And really the system we created, the system we're living in, this is really all fake. Like the money doesn't really exist. And if you look at the beginning, you know, of the planet, like what the planet gave me, like the message from this, like I was so upset. Wow, guys, like I'm kidding you not, when I seen this. And the next day I spoke about this to shaman, and I told him, you know, about my vision. And I asked him, look, but I imagine that the shamans in Amazons, or the shaman in the jungle, that they also see what I have seen, that, you know, it's that the planet is like really dying, and it's all, you know, it's all creation of this sick human mind that created this planet. You know, like people are freaking sleeping on the streets. Like I don't know, like 50% of these people, or how many. Like there's so many people here in Colombia that they sleep on the streets, under the bridge, or I don't know where. And then in China, they have these luxurious 6 floors buildings when they are, having a pigs to slaughter for human consumption. I mean, like, what are we talking about? Like anyway, this is just, obviously this is not the things that like plant was showing me, because the message from the plant was, it's gonna be either me or it's gonna be you. And it's like she was just so crying, the planet, that she will have to wipe us off, because otherwise, if she's not gonna wipe us off, well, the planet is gonna be dead, because we're gonna rip inside the heart of the earth. And the way I see ayahuasca, it's really not about, that this is what has to happen. So that's why I see so important the first part of this video, which talks about my personal life, because this moment, when ayahuasca was telling me that you can either be the victim of your life, and you can always be this hurt child that, that has this shitty family story, that did not experience love and abundance, or you can create something different. So I see it, this is serious shit, guys. And if you see this video, if this video resonates with you, like this is just the call for you to stop procrastinating and start doing something. Like anything what you can do. If you are like, I don't know, environmentalist, you have to go deeper in environmentalist. Also, what plant actually told me that, when she showed me this earth covering in black, and showing me that this is the sick mind of the people, like, look what you did to me, saying as a humanity, like, also the message was like that you heal your mind, and by healing yourself and healing your mind, you are healing everybody else, and you are healing actually collective for this planet. So even if you are not somebody, let's say, you work specifically for other people, when then you have to work on yourself to make your life the best possible life. And, I'm not saying here in terms of money and having all these billions, because imagine what's going to happen if 7 billion people, would become suddenly extremely wealthy, and everybody has this money. What we all gonna, like, have a fancy villas and fancy cars. Like, there is only limited amount of resources on this planet. There is only one amount of water on this planet. There is only one amount of earth on this planet. It's not like new earth is coming from the universe, like new soil and new earth, and we are just ripping it off for something that doesn't really exist, because all these external things, this is just an illusion. And also all this suffering, people killing each other, and people dropping bombs on one country and another. Like, this is crazy. This is like totally not normal. Or like, I think that some of you already can see it. So my message is, if you just live the life and you don't really know how can you help, I would recommend you strongly, especially if you are a man, because I had this image of the man during my ayahuasca, that everybody is just like this, because they walk all the time and they watch a lot of porn movies, so they're, they just waste their energy. The men just ejaculate all the time, and the guys, you just have no energy. So if you're a man, I would tell you, like, stop watching porn movies immediately, or at least reduce it, because for every orgasm you have watching porn movies, you create the huge dissonance for all the women that are sexually unsatisfied, because they need your masculine energy to feel their feminine energy. Like, I believe that probably 90% or 95% of women on this planet are so deeply sexually unsatisfied. So this is the message for you if you are a guy. And of course, the message to everybody would be like, guys, start healing yourself. Look inside yourself. Like, stop looking so much at the material things. Yes, material things are very important, but we are now about to create a new earth. And this new earth that the planet is crying for, it's the earth that we all gonna share resources, just the way it was at the beginning. We all will have water, we all will have food to eat, and nobody will have to buy things. And just, there is a lot of things. It's just a wake up call, really. And if you're a woman, or of course if you're a woman and a guy, whoever you are, I would recommend you stop eating meat, because this is an industry that is just like, I mean, Like I cannot even talk about it, but this is the future of our planet unless we are not start healing ourselves as soon as possible. And if you feel a call inside you, you need to go and do it. And also if you're suffering right now, you need to look for help to start healing your wounds. And if you're somebody, you know, that you stumble up on this video and your mom killed your dad or your dad murdered your mom and you feel very inadequate, you feel like crap, please send me message on Instagram. I'm gonna post my email. I'm gonna post, you know, it's manifesting vegan world. I don't want anybody to suffer, and you know that's about it. Because this video is super long, and I could be talking for another 5 hours. But I just wanted for you to know that the planet, the future of humanity depends on us. This is the thing I wanted to tell you about the shaman. So the shaman told me yes that the shamans are also seeing it, and that they basically just laugh about it because they know this is not going to happen during their lifetime. And then I felt like, oh wow, yeah, right, that's true. I'm probably going to die like I don't know, when I'm 75 or 80, so maybe I'm going to live like more 40 or 50 years. So all these terrible things are not going to happen most probably during my lifetime. But I do still believe, you know, we have a collective responsibility to change. And now is the time to change, and now is the time for you to move and do something, okay? And if you don't know what to do, well, stop eating meat and start eating vegetables and become vegan or vegetarian. I don't know, like just give a smile to somebody, give love to somebody. It's just about healing these things in our mind. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you like it, let me know. If you didn't like it, it's fine. I hope it resonated with you. We are going to create an amazing planet, and this is, you know, this is not the future like ayahuasca show that has to happen, because what plant clearly says that we create our reality. So even the system is so freaking fucked right now. We as a collective, we are capable of creating something totally different. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you like it, please put the thumbs up. I really would love to know. If you have any comments about it, I would also love to hear you. And if you would like, please subscribe. I will try to be more, you know, after I see this story of the planet, I think I'm really going to make this YouTube channel. So please subscribe, and if you would like to follow me, that would be cool. Thanks so much.